Right, this is my second take of this video because in the first one my hands were a bit dry and my head I hadn't shaved my head and I'm done. I'm done looking rough on the internet. I can't lie, if you look at some of my early episodes of my podcast, The Black Print, I was just letting my hair grow out and come on the internet looking rough. Can't be doing that in 2025. Anyway, guys, you would have seen from the title and the thumbnail. So I'm gonna get straight into the headline. I'm running the marathon, London Marathon 2026. So why am I on here telling you this? Because I'm going to be documenting the journey of preparation. I've never run a marathon before. This is going to be my first one. And I have a mixed feeling of super, super excitement, but also dread. I do not know what it's going to be like. The few people I've told already have been like, rah, you're running a marathon, as in like, you're crazy. But there's like two people that I've told who have done marathons before, and so they're excited for me as well. To be fair, everyone's excited for me, but yeah, for those who haven't run marathons, they're just like, yeah, you're mad. And I think I am. I can't lie. Anyway, so the purpose of this is, by the way, shout out Cecil because I see him doing this in videos where he's holding the mic on the little case for the DJI camera. So yeah, I thought I'd do it too with this. I've got a little mic, handheld mic adapter somewhere, but can't find it. Anyway, so the reason I'm doing this is because, as I say, I'm going to document the journey. If you know me, you know I like helping people where I can and inspiring as well. So I'm hoping that documenting the journey from like preparation all the way through to marathon day will inspire people to embark on a similar challenge or a challenge of their own. Do you get what I mean? Whether it's fitness or whatever it is that they've been looking to do, just embark on a considerable journey that will challenge them, but they know they'd feel that sense of pride and reward at the end of it, right? And so that's what my plan is for this channel. So what I plan to do is going forward is be posting weekly. And in those weekly videos, there will be kind of reviews of my week in training, a week in the life, maybe a day in the life training for the London Marathon. Um, and other things bringing you along the way. I can envision doing things like speaking to others who have run marathons before and just having like on the spot impromptu interviews with them if you like, or conversations, recorded conversations with them that you can listen in on to get advice and tips if you were looking to kind of embark on a similar journey. I need to pick a new pair of shoes, for example, or a couple pairs of trainers, I reckon, because I've already seen from the limited research that I've done that you don't want to be running in the exact same pair of trainers every time because obviously wear out and all that, all this, that, and the other. But also the trainers that you kind of run 5Ks in are different to the trainers that you run a marathon in. This is all new to me, and I'm going to be on this journey of learning and discovery. So I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride, right? So with that, I need to kind of do. I think I will do what's called I think it's pronounced gait analysis, where they kind of look at your feet, how you run, how you walk, etc., your strides, and recommend shoes based on that. So I'll do that. Hopefully, bring you along for the journey with that as well, and all sorts of kind of related things to running, maybe general fitness and whatnot, right? So to give you an idea as to my experience to date, I'm by no stretch of the imagination an avid runner. By no stretch of the imagination. I have run in the past, of course. I'm generally into fitness, so I go to the gym anywhere between, well, anywhere up to 6 days a week, depending on the split that I'm doing. At the moment, I'm on a push pull leg split. So it's supposed to be in 6 days, but I will be in on average four maybe. Conveniently seem to always miss the leg sessions. That's not even true. I'm quite guilty of like if I miss the first push session, I will do that on the Tuesday, then the pull on the Wednesday, and then so basically I always knock the leg session out. But best believe if I miss like a leg session, I don't do that. Hey, can you blame me? Anyway, so yeah, fitness has generally been a part of my life. So growing up, I mean, when it comes to running, growing up, I ran for my school. I used to run 400 meters in athletics. I played football, and I also ran cross country for my school. So there's base level foundation, if you like, for running. Running's not completely foreign to me. Even recently, I have done a couple runs. I went on, I did a 5K and a kind of very light talking pace 8K. This is when I first had the idea of signing up for the marathon. What I wanted to do was just get training straight away in anticipation for being accepted. I didn't get through the ballot. I'll come on to all of that, etc. soon. This is just me quickly bringing you up to speed, if you like. And so yeah, I'm not like I don't run 5Ks. I don't. Although when I'm into running, I do enjoy it. So that's generally been for football though. So I'll do more specifically running for football. So I'll do like box to boxes and sprints, right? So nothing long distance massively, and nothing just like a continuous pace, long distance run. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, I've always played football as well. I played football pretty much weekly from the age of 11 up until the age of 30. For context, I'm 33. Why did I stop? I can't lie, 3 years ago, my body said, my guy, this football thing you're trying to do, you think you could just run and kick ball? Hey, you're dead wrong. Yeah, literally, as soon as I hit 30, my body started to break down. I can't lie to you. Doesn't bode well for the journey I'm about to go on. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, as soon as I hit 30, I started getting injuries. I'd never been injured before. I had one injury when I was 24. So, no, 24. Yeah, when I was 24, I tore my meniscus and I had to have surgery in it. Obviously, I would have gone pro otherwise, you get me? But that's the only injury I've ever had in my life, right? As I said, I've played football weekly from the age of 11 to the age of about 30. And that's the only period I didn't play. When I tore my meniscus, had surgery, I was out for a few months, right? And so as soon as I hit 30, my body started to break down. That same season, I put my right thigh 3 times. 3 times. Couldn't believe it. Anyway, that's besides the point. All I'm saying is I've generally always done something athletics, fitness, something related, as I say, sports related, should I say. So not completely foreign to this. But as I say, running distances definitely not been my thing. As I say, ran cross country in school, but I don't even know how long that was. I was having a conversation the other day. Somebody was suggesting it's about 5 to 10K. I've fully cannot remember. I just remember running for days. But yeah, over the last 3 years, I've kind of let myself go a bit in terms of, because I've not been playing football. I've not been thinking and caring about kind of the cardiovascular fitness, if you like. As I say, I do go to the gym, but at the same time, I eat rubbish for the most part. That's not actually true. I snack a lot. I snack a lot on bad stuff. So I really wanted to kind of start doing something again. And I'll come onto this as to why I'm running the marathon, but I wanted to do something to kind of, part of the reason is I wanted to get back into like the fitness thing properly, right? Because if you've known me over the last few years, you know my weight has done this. My weight has absolutely done this, right? Up and down. And I'm talking 30 kg swings, like anywhere from, okay, maybe 25 kg swings, anywhere from like 95 to 120 kg I'll be. As of right now, I weighed myself this morning. Context, it's Monday the 8th of September. So it's 34 weeks until the marathon, which is on the Sunday the 26th of April. But for context, I weighed myself this morning. I was 113.7. Height-wise, I'm between 6 foot and 6'1". I'm actually going to check my height over the next couple of days or week or so. Because that's been a topic of conversation, a very funny topic of conversation between me and my cousins. But yeah, I'm between 6 foot and 6'1", for context. As I say, 113.7 kg as of this morning. So carrying more weight than I would like, generally speaking. Forget the marathon. I'm generally speaking carrying more weight than I would like, right? So that is obviously going to come down as I embark on this journey. Bit more about me. I'm a husband, I'm a father to a little 2-year-old, 2.5-year-old. Although by the time I run this, he would have just turned 3, interestingly enough. No. Anyway, that's besides the point. Work-wise, I run a recruitment agency, recruiting accountants, newly qualified accountants out of practice and into industry. And I also have a podcast, well, 2 podcasts. One of them is embedded within the recruitment agency, so I won't bore you about that one. But the other one is called The Black Print. It's on Black entrepreneurships, where I sit down and speak with Black entrepreneurs and business owners, get their stories, inspire the next generation, or inspire anybody, should I say, who has ideas or who have had ideas but just haven't acted on them. And for contents and transparency, I also actually do part-time night shifts at a hotel. That's really just to bring in some extra, more regular and consistent income, if you like, because for all my entrepreneurs out there, you'll know the early stages are an absolute grind and the money's not as regular. But having said that, within the context of a recruitment agency in this market, in this economy, yeah, it's a bit mad still. So yeah, just had to pick that up just to, as I say, just bring in a bit of a stable income, if you like, that at least pays the bills. That's hence why I only do part time, because it just pays the bills, it covers my expenses, and then the rest of the time I can focus on doing my podcast and running the agency, right? So yeah, that's a little bit more about me. And I'm actually gonna head to the gym, get a session in. The time is 2 p.m. Get a session in. I know my cousin's at the gym, so I'll link up with him there. Don't know if he's training, but anyway, I head to the gym, and while I'm there, I'll tell you a little bit more about why I'm running the marathon. I am terrible. I've always wanted to do one of those scenes where something like that, and you wonder, how did they do that? What? Anyway, en route gym. Let me explain to you why I'm running a marathon. Let me get my directions first. I've just moved areas, so still getting used to it all. So why have I decided to run the London Marathon? In short, for 2 reasons. The first reason is to challenge myself. Now, for those who know me, you will know that a couple of years ago, I challenged myself. Every now and again, I like to do so. And a couple of years ago, I challenged myself to go to the gym every single day for 100 days in a row, right? And that was a great challenge that I enjoyed, and I learned a lot about myself, and I guess life and priorities, etc. during those 100 days. Okay. Now, one of the main things that are going to be quite relevant as I embark on this journey is just the fact that life is all about priorities. Okay, life is all about priorities and where we dedicate our time. So to say I don't have time, I believe these days is no longer it's not an excuse. Okay, it just means your priorities are elsewhere. You don't want to make the time relevant or needed, or carve out the time needed to do whatever it is that you potentially should be doing, or whatever, right? Because I remember there were a lot of times during those 100 days where I thought, damn, I'm not going to make it to the gym. Do you get what I mean? I'm not going to have time to make it today, etc., etc. And the reality is, I did. I just had to carve out the time and make sure I carved out the time to do so and to get to the gym, right? So that's definitely something that I learned about life, generally speaking, as it pertains to kind of just priorities and what we kind of choose to do on a day-to-day basis. And the reason I say that's relevant as I embark on this journey is because I'm so sure over the next 7 months, there are going to be times where I'm like, oh, I can't be able to train today, or I won't have time to train today, etc., etc. But the reality is, I mean, I will have time. There will be every day there will be a time that I can carve out to do so. And I always say to people, it's like, if you're struggling to find the time, wake up the extra hour earlier. Do you get what I mean? Instead of doing your usual getting home and Netflixing when you get home, use that time to do whatever it is that you know is productive and will move the needle forward for whatever it is that you want to do, right? And it's exactly the same as for this. As I say, there will be times where I really cannot be bothered to train. I really don't want to train. I really think I won't be able to find the time to train, okay? But 2 things: act on your plans, not emotions and feelings. And yeah, make the time. You can everyone's got time to do whatever it is they want to do. You just need to carve the time out and find it. You're not too busy to do what you want to do. All right. So I need to keep reminding myself that as I go along this journey. Anyway, so that's the first reason, which is to challenge myself, as I say. The second reason is to effectively raise money for charity. I genuinely just want to raise money for charity. It's always been something I've wanted to do. As part of this, obviously, I wanted to challenge myself. I'm like, you know what? Let me run a marathon. Do you get what I mean? Let me run a marathon and raise money that way. And it's funny because I can't remember who I was saying this to, but there were times where I would say, yeah, I would run a marathon, but in my head it was like, I'm running a marathon in like 5 years' time. As of like last year, I was saying, oh yeah, I'll run a marathon in like 5 years' time. But there's absolutely no reason for me to be delaying 5 years for something that I could do. Bro, not to be whatever, but 5 years from now is not guaranteed. Do you get what I mean? So let me stop delaying. Let me stop pushing things away, pushing things into the future. Let me get on it now. Do you get what I mean? Let me run the marathon now. So yeah, as I was saying anyway, want to raise money for charity, and so I will be doing so, and I'll be raising and running for. Although I entered the marathon through a run club and not through a charity or through the ballot, I will be raising money for the Sickle Cell Society. Now, let me finish this drive to the gym, and then obviously at some point I will explain to you why I've picked the Sickle Cell Society.
I left my racket at home, but you can still get touched today. I can't lie.
Pause.
Still get touched today. This is their racket, but if I beat you this racket, that's embarrassing. But yes, not available to 30 minutes. Get a smoke tomorrow.
This guy's
Start watching clips, bro. Start practicing. Start watching clips.
This guy's really challenging me at tennis right now. I can't believe this.
You have to put me in your story and say that Denzel was better than me at tennis.
I can't believe this right
You have to
now.
put me in your story and say Denzel Jones is better than me at tennis.
Okay, so when I win, what?
Yeah, but let's be realistic. That's not happening, bro. Too many hypotheticals.
Oh my days! I'm looking forward to this. 4 o'clock, yeah, bro. Why are you not getting warmed up right now, then?
I don't need to, bro.
You got half an hour to warm up, brother.
I don't need to.
Unbelievable.
Hello. Yes. Fuck it over. You're lying, man! No, you're lying! Oh my god! He shook shit. Come on. The camera didn't catch that! Oh, that issue. Go on then. How's he getting that then? You were ready for that shot? What? You're lying, bro. No. Good game still.
Oh my days!
We're back for round 2 soon.
Wow. With the main man Denzel Jones now, he may have just beat me at tennis. 1 set, 6-4.
I can't lie though, Darren's cold. He's cold. I didn't realize how quick he was. The certain shots I was doing, thinking I've won, he's quick. He's quick. I'll give it to him, he's quick.
I'm saying,
Good game.
You would have just heard me say, obviously, earlier on in this video that I'm obviously between 6 foot and 6'1", 113 kilograms. Bro, I can move about, man. Don't let the size fool you.
I can tell 100 meters rapid.
Don't let the size fool you. But hey, obviously, I said I'll explain why I am donating to the Sickle Cell Society. Long story short, sickle cell is something I've got experience of, should I say, or with. For those who don't know, I lost my younger brother in 2009. At the time, I was 17, he was 16. Although it's not what killed him, he had sickle cell. And so it's something that I've witnessed what it can, or the effects that it has on people that live with it, right? So for those who don't know what sickle cell is where your red blood cells are, basically there's a deformation of your red blood cells. So they're in a sickle or kind of like crescent moon shape as opposed to circular, which is what a healthy red blood cell would look like, right? And ultimately, what ends up happening is over time, or after, what would then eventually happen is, because of the deformation, it doesn't flow through as it should, right? And so sometimes it can cause a blockage. And where you have a blockage, that's what you call a crisis, and ultimately somebody suffering from a crisis will be in pain, right? And so that's something that I witnessed my brother go through maybe 4 times over his life. As I said, he was 16. So, excuse me. Thank you, sir. So on average, it's once every 4 years, right? From memory anyway. My parents would probably tell you otherwise. But I seem to have vivid memories of him going to hospital about 4 times with a crisis. But as I say, it's ultimately not what killed him. But as I say, I've seen what living with the condition kind of can do for people and the pain that they're in. I'll never forget kind of being in the hospital with him and just thinking like, I wish I could take the pain away from him. Do you get what I mean? And so ever since we lost him, I've always been someone that's wanted to donate to charity and stuff like that. So I used to, again, for those who don't know me, my background is I'm from Sierra Leone. And I've always wanted to donate to kind of charity and do charitable donate to charitable causes, do charitable things and stuff like that, right? So I used to actually donate to a charity who would kind of fund school kids in Sierra Leone, basically. But then at the time, I think I lost my job, and so I couldn't continue with that, so I stopped. But anyway, so it's something I've always wanted to do. And obviously, Sickle Cell Society, they're all about basically just trying to enhance the lives of those who suffer, who have the condition, basically, right? Trying to raise awareness, raise funds, fund research, and as I say, ultimately just enhance and better the lives of those who live with the condition. So they're not a charity I've ever spoken to. I've never been in contact with them or anything like that. Just as I say, obviously a charity that's that is fighting for a cause that I believe in. One thing I do need to do as well is I do need to be donating blood. I do need to be donating blood. Something I'm fully aware of. I've been hearing adverts in podcasts and stuff, but every time I hear the advert, I remember to go sign up. But then for some reason, the website, I end up going around in circles, and then I can never actually register to donate blood. But that's something I need to do as well. But ultimately, yeah, Sickle Cell Society is the charity of choice in which I'm going to be raising funds for when I run the marathon, and ultimately that's the reason why. What I do need to do though is I do need to beat this guy at tennis at some point because he's too scared to play a second set.
Nah, do you know, if I'm honest with you, first of all, guys, man, it's a really good cause that you're doing it for, man. So definitely, I want to be supporting the whole way as well, man. So, see, I would do the marathon, but my knees.
I've already given him a story about my knees, boy.
But now, in terms of second game, if I'm honest with you, second game, if he had a second set, he'll beat me because I'm tired, and he knows my weaknesses now. But don't worry.
So this is an endurance thing, you know.
Paddle as well, we'll run it, man.
I hear it. Yeah, man. We've got paddle courts behind us right there, which lovely.
Do you can beat me in a race?
100%, bro. 100%. That's not even a question.
Don't underestimate my speed. I'm actually rapid.
I'm not underestimating your speed, but however fast you are, I'm faster.
Bro, we can't even do it. I was going to say do that, but we can't do it.
Brother, we'll run it. We'll run it. Man said, I think I'll beat you in a race. You're moving so mad if you think you can win.
If we do it from here to here, I'll beat you, bro.
That's like 10 meters, bro.
But I'll just show you my pace, bro.
Yeah, but I'm not about the acceleration. I'm about the
acceleration.
You see, I'm about the
200 meters. I'm getting smoked. But 80 meters.
Nah, I'll beat you in 80. Anything over 60 meters, I'll beat you. Anything over 60 meters, I'll beat you. Bro, look at the size of me. I've got a mass to move. Requires kinetic energy to get that. You get me? So But then once I'm in flow, hey, my guy. Hey. Nah, man. But yeah, guys, so that's it for the channel. What I'll do when I get home actually is I'll show you the training routine that ChatGPT's done for me. So I'm supposed to start running from tomorrow. But for now, let me go back inside. Maybe potentially, I'm supposed to really finish off my gym session because all I did was one chest press. Well, yeah, one bench press. Sorry, one bench press set. I've got the rest of my push session to do. Can I go tonight? Might I go tonight? I might go tonight actually. We'll see. Seeing as I can't go spar here. What dead gym is this, man? No, I can't lie. It's actually nice though. This is but the spar's out of commission. But hey, yeah, I'll go home and I will show you the routine or the workout plan or the training plan, should I say, that ChatGPT has made for me. Right, so back home from the gym. Been home a little while actually. Just been chilling, doing a bit of work and stuff. Anyway, said I'll show you quickly the training program that ChatGPT made for me. I'm hoping that you can hear and see me properly because I'm looking at the screen and this is looking a little bit laggy, but it is what it is. Anyway, so I said to ChatGPT, I said, I'm running the London Marathon next year. I want to begin a training program, but I'm not entirely sure on where to start. Could you help me come up with a program, please? So that's brilliant. Running the marathon is a huge goal, blah, blah, blah. It says, here's how I suggest structuring things step by step. Where you're starting from, roughly how much you're running at the moment. Have you run races before? Do you have a target goal? Any past injuries I should keep in mind? And then phases of your training plan. So phase 1, base building. So focus building, consistency, get comfortable with 3 to 4 runs a week, etc. Phase 2, marathon specific training. So we're doing easy runs, speed tempo sessions, long runs, etc. And then phase 3, taper, last 3 weeks. And then so also need to consider strength and mobility, nutrition and recovery, practice refueling or practice fueling during long runs, gels, chews or sports drinks. I've never done any of that stuff. Never had to really, I guess, because I've never really run. I think the longest I've run is like 10K really. And it's giving me an example week. So I said, can you ask me questions to ensure you give me a plan suitable for me, please? So just ask me questions like about my running background, goals, lifestyle and time commitment, strength and fitness, and nutrition and recovery. So what's the longest distance you've run? How often do you run? Do you run mainly on roads? Is your goal just to finish, run a specific time, or run it comfortably, enjoyably? If time-based, do you have a target time or pace in mind? How many days per week can you train, etc., etc.? So I've just answered the questions here. Here's, I guess, the main thing of interest potentially to you guys. I mean, I'd love to run the marathon in sub 4 hours. We'll see. It says here that running the marathon in sub 4 hours is 5 minutes and 40 seconds per kilometer, which is mad. For what, 42 kilometers? That's mad. Anyway, we'll see. That's what training's for, right? So it's basically giving you like a quick breakdown. So as I say, phase 1 goes to go from 0 running per week to 25 to 30 kilometers per week comfortably. This gym 1 to 2 times per week is probably a yes or no go because I'm trying to do at least 4 sessions a week. So phase 2, marathon training, 4 to 5 runs per week. Long run builds to 32 to 35 kilometers. Weekly mileage peaks, pace work, and then taper for phase 3. So it says example week, Monday rest or light gym, Tuesday 5 kilometer, Wednesday strength training, Thursday 6 to 7 kilometers, Friday rest or tennis, Saturday 4 kilometers recovery, Sunday long run, and obviously Monday rest, etc. Key points: always warm up calves and ankles. This is for plantar fasciitis management because up here I did mention that I have no injuries, but I'm prone to, or I've said susceptible to plantar fasciitis, particularly when I start running, as in like the earlier stages of running. As the weeks go by, it tends to get better. Where was I? Here. Roll foot on a ball. I've got one of those things, to be fair. Stretch calves, plantar fasciitis, post run, roll ball on a foot, good running shoes. So I need to get something like this. I need to get a couple pairs of running shoes, as I've said. Nutrition basics: pre-run light carbs, banana, toast, oats. Long run, start practicing gelled shoes after 45 to 60 minutes. Post run, carbs and protein. Cool. Recovery 7 to 9 hours sleep. That could be interesting because I get like 5 to 6. Although recently, to be fair, well, it depends actually. Foam roll stretch 10 minutes after runs. I've got a foam roller to be fair, so I could do that. Sub 4 hour target long runs up to hit sub 4, you'll need long runs up to 32, 35 kilometers. Some runs at marathon pace in training, half marathon in 1 hour 51 hour before April as a confidence check. I can build you a 12-month Google Sheets tracker. Don't understand why it says 12 months. But this is where like ChatGPT can be a little bit annoying sometimes. So I've said, can you give me a week by week breakdown, please? Perfect. I'll map out the week by week so you can think. Since the race is in April 27th, 2025, I mean, we've got about 34 weeks. That's not strictly true. Although we do have 34 weeks, it's not then. So I think clearly the same things we're in September 2024. So it's giving me a week by week breakdown of like what I could do. Anyway, so I've said correction. The race is Sunday, 26th April 2026. Please also include all days of the week in the breakdown. So then that's when things start getting even more delusional. That gives us plenty of time, about 85 weeks. My guy, we don't have 85 weeks. So he starts giving me all this nonsense. So I said, how does that give us 85 weeks when we are currently in September 2025? You're completely right, Darren. Bro, this thing. The marathon is Sunday, 26th of April 2026. It gives us 33 to 34 weeks until the race. So the plan should be much tighter. Cool. So it started giving me a bit more of a breakdown now. So 12 weeks for phase 1, 16 weeks for phase 2, and then 3 weeks for 3 weeks for the final taper bit, although that adds up to 31 weeks. So what are we doing for 3 extra weeks? Anyway, we'll make it work. So it says write it all out in text here. Cool. So it started giving me this is the actual breakdown that I want to see now, where it's like, okay, cool. So Monday, rest. What's annoying is that the very first time I asked ChatGPT this, it gave me a sick breakdown that I actually really liked. But then annoyingly, I wasn't logged into my account. And when I clocked and I logged in, I lost the conversation, if you like. Then obviously I tried to recreate it, but you know, ChatGPT, you can't. Excuse me. ChatGPT won't give you the same answers twice. So I guess I'm just gonna have to use this for now. To be fair, I might look into other areas and do more research and look into other places in which I could get training programs from and stuff like that, and see kind of what overlaps there are and what I like about one over the other, and basically mix and match. But for now, let me just start with this because obviously it's a starting point and I just need to get started. So let me start with this for now and then take it from there. Wow, hydration 500 to 700 milliliters of water per hour on long runs. That's actually quite a lot. Isn't that quite a lot? So I'm saying 700 milliliters, almost a litre of water an hour. Anyway, carb loading begin 3 days before. Anyway, so yeah, that's just to give you an idea as to what ChatGPT came up with. As you can see, obviously starting with simple runs to begin with and then gradually increasing those. I think one thing I hear about marathon training is that it's all about just getting your body used to time on the feet, right? Because obviously marathon, you're going to be running for time. So it's all about getting used to it. So yeah, so we'll see. Anyway, as I say, this is just the first video just to kind of give you an idea as to what the plan is and what I'm doing. As I say, raising money for the Sickle Cell Society. So I'll leave a link down below to the Just Giving page so you can donate. Any donations will be greatly appreciated. And yeah, come on board this journey with me to the London Marathon 2026. As I say, eagerly looking forward to it and hoping I can run sub 4 hours. But for now, I will catch you in the next video.